full time. Doing gang things, living super clean. That done came up. Can't control us. One time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. One time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. Look at you, you done came up now. Get it how you live, mess the game up now. Ain't messing with yoga, but get the flame up. Hey, used to be Toby, but got your name back now. I see ya, paid under pressure. 25 lighters, got them all on the dresser. If it ain't for you, ain't for you then. If you a lame or a sucker, wanna dress you then. Grown up now, bump the childish ways. Got a wife and a bunch of kids to raise. Punch a clock side, hustle or a business you endure to ensure that all the bills is paid. Slow clap for your homeboy, could've turned out like your homeboy. Been on the same block, cooking up the same rock on the cell block lot with your homeboy. But no, you had vision, you had gold. Brand new you on the old time road, take care. Home where you bust your low. Black men don't teach, screaming bump the hoe. Real men talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you PD grade. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. One time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the folk that have moved up. Even if you had the slow start screwed up. Used to gang bang, now homie brewed up. Had a little plan, I had them blew up. Look at you like a man right now. Dressed to the T, smelling like a grand right now. And you ain't got nothing from a handout now. Just faith and hard work, gets it planned out now. You could've took a bunch of dusty rolls. The hand dealt with a bunch of cards to fold. To stay hot while the world is freezing cold. The same plot, but the story's never old. Slow clap for your kinfolk. Could've been asking what your info. Prosecutor could be trying to do you in for the 2020 twins, so you passing out the info. But no, you had purpose, you had plans. I ain't doing nothing, I'ma say these bands won't impress y'all, don't need no fans. That ain't my God, who is that man? This real man talk, real king ways. Still in captivity, but minds ain't slave. Got a little wisdom, boy, you peep these grades. Giving out the knowledge on the stoop these days. 1 time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. Yeah, real man. Sheesh. Yeah, doing cane things. Living super clean. That it came up.
1 time for my king doing king things. Mom these hoes cause he know he got a good thing. I submit and I cook and I clean and I never hold back on that wop, I'ma let it rain. Made me honest, I got a ring. All praises to the most high, let it sing. A real man able, sister never came. And I ain't going nowhere, this is not a game. Look at you, girl, you lonely right now. Settling for bums instead of men the most high. He provide and protect so he get our respect. And he leading us aboard when them chariots fly. I don't really think you hear me though. You can't cross this bridge on some billy goats. Let them save you in the end like a Seminole. Be help me, shout let the silly go.
1 time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up. 1 time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my folk that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control up.
Shalom and shalom, sisters and cousins, and praise the Lord, saints. It's your favorite housewife, Miss Mono. All right, y'all. I gotta find a way to slowly ease that out of there. Shalom, shalom. Good evening. Shabbat shalom. If your Sabbath is ending, like ours is. Happy Thursday to you all. Thank you so much for coming here. All praise to the Most High for another day being with y'all yet again. Hold on a second. Sister Rebecca, shalom and shalom. King things. Me and my husband did that little bop together. Angelina, shalom and shalom. Sis, thank you so much for joining me. We're gonna do something different this evening. I usually try to, come to y'all a little lighthearted, a little jovial, and then save the serious stuff for later. But considering what has been going on this week, we're gonna have to get to the meat of the matter right now. I don't know if you all have seen this post that has been going around Facebook, but unfortunately there's a post circulating recounting the unaliving of one of our sisters. Okay. I and I wanted to talk to y'all about this, right? This isn't the first time. This isn't the second time. This is not the third time. This is not the fourth time that I've heard of a sister being abused and or having her life taken away. And I want to I want to talk about this, okay? Because I know I get up here every week and I talk to y'all about marriage and family and how we need to build up our men and how we need to how we need our men for our nation to be strong, for our communities to be strong, how we need the family intact, right? But before we can have an intact family, before we can have an intact marriage, we need to have intact individuals. And I fear that is it's not a fear. It's apparently not what's going on, okay? Um and I also want to say this. This is not just a problem in the Israelite community or in the truth community. This is a problem for Black women everywhere, okay? There are Black women in the church being abused, Black women in the world being abused. I mean, it's not, this is not an Israelite only conversation. This is not a truth only conversation. This is a Black woman conversation. But I feel like often when we come into these belief systems, into these ideologies, that we come expecting perfect people, right? We come expecting enlightened people. And I'm not going to say that you are necessarily wrong for this, especially when the person presents themselves as a leader, as an esteemed individual, whatever. And I say person because I am repeatedly disappointed to hear that there is a woman that knew that there was abuse going on and it's not just about standing by and doing nothing. Because I am going to say this, all right? If you find yourself in a situation and you reach out to people and you vent to people, you complain to people, but you yourself are not ready to do anything, you can't expect said people to put their neck out if you're not ready to, okay? However, that's not what's going on here. What's going on here is women are escaping their abusers, and there are other women who are going back and telling the abuser where this woman is. Anna Yahada, Shalom and Shalom, sis, thank you for joining me. And I for the life of me, I can't understand that. Okay? I don't care if you don't believe her. I don't care. If a sister is coming to you and telling you, I need help, I'm being abused, it is your job to take that seriously. It is not up to you to decide, oh, she just joking, she just playing. And then it is not up to you to call that man and tell him where the woman that he was abusing is located right now. That is, if that woman is lying, because that's what we love to say, right? Oh, they be lying, they lying on our black men. They just trying to bring a black man down. They just want to bring a black man down. That is between her and her God. If she wants to lie on, that is between her and her God. But you, as the person who's receiving the cry for help, should not make yourself the judge and jury of that situation. Now, let me say this, okay? This is not about victim blaming. All right? This is not about victim blaming at all. Rose, shalom and shalom. Thank you for joining me, sis. Let me say that again. This is not about victim blaming. What this is about, though, is taking responsibility so that you do not become a victim or become a victim again. Okay? Let me preface this by saying I'm a survivor of domestic violence. Okay? I'm a survivor. And I mean survivor in the terms that I've had guns pulled on me. Okay? So I'm not here in a judgmental tone. I'm here in the tone of, I've been there. Let me help you. Right? You know, whenever we talk about women taking responsibility, there's always someone who wants to come with an extreme reaction, right? An extreme, well, she didn't know. What if he waited till he get married and he just changed all of a sudden? And I'm here to tell you that a lion cannot hide his spots, or a tiger cannot hide his stripes. Y'all get what I'm trying to say? Like, a person shows you their true colors. See, but the problem is y'all jump into bed with these men. And like I tell you, once you start sleeping with that man, your mind is no longer your own. And y'all think I be playing. But how else do you explain staying in a relationship with someone who is beating on you day in and day out? And here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Before it becomes physical abuse, it is verbal abuse. He don't just haul off and hit you. He talk to you crazy. Y'all get in an argument. He's screaming at the top of his lungs. He might not hit you, but he'll hit something near you. These are all red flags. And the problem is, we just so desperate to be in love. And like I said, you just jump into bed with these men without getting a chance to know them. You have to give a person time to show you who they are. My dad always says you should see a person through 4 seasons, and you can take that in terms of time, but I take that in terms of emotions. You should see them when they are broke. You should see them when they are rich. You should see them when they are sick, and you should see them when they are hungry. These are the extremes of life that give you the truth about a person's behavior. And then when you're talking about a man, ladies, listen, let me tell y'all something. Lernice, shalom, shalom, thank you for joining me. Let me tell you something. When the Bible talks about the woman being a weaker vessel, that's not just a message for the men. That is a message for you as a woman, okay? I don't care. I do not care what that man looks like. The fact of the matter is that is a man. He has testosterone. There is something in there. He will always be able to beat you. And I don't mean beat you as in if you try to fight him, you are not going to win, ma'am. You're not. Stop looking at Stop looking at these little ruffians that's running around in the street. You done seen and I don't mean any disrespect when I'm saying this, please, but there's a video going around on the internet right now, and this girl got to be like 2 something. And this man is clearly maybe 100 pounds soaking wet, okay? And she is ragging him through the street. And, the comments are crazy because people are like cheering her on. But see, it's videos like this that give women the wrong impression. And they feel like, oh, I wish that nigga would. You're not going to do anything. You're not going to do anything but sit here and cry to us later on about how he abused you. So let's get that reality in our head. We are the weaker vessel. That being said, your anger, your hangry, your deep emotion is never going to match the energy that man is able to bring in that same state, okay? For example, me and my husband first got married, it was hard. Like, we'll tell you, them first 5 to 7 years, rocky, okay? But what I had to learn is that no matter how mad I am, no matter how much I think I can yell, I can't out yell this man. My voice is never going to be louder than his. I'm never going to make the room shake when I talk like he can because he is a man. His voice is deeper than mine. He is stronger than me. Okay? Once you understand this, then maybe you will now start to think of men who will handle you like the weaker vessel you are, right? In the world, when women talk about, oh, I need a man that can handle me, I need a man that can handle me, that means I need a man that's going to let me act like an ignorant buffoon monkey and be okay with that. When I say a man that can handle you, I'm saying a man that understands how you are emotionally and knows how to regulate himself, okay? I try to be as transparent with y'all as possible. Okay, so I'm gonna just tell y'all like this month. Thank you, Rose. The first 7 years are absolutely the hardest in any marriage. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the adjusting, trying to live with somebody because it's hard to live with someone when you've been living on your own. And even going from your dad's house to your husband's house, it's an adjustment, right? It's an adjustment. You have to learn a whole new set of rules. You have to figure out compromises. So yeah, it's hard. But in going through that, you have to be with a man that understands how to regulate his own emotions and how to deal with you in your own. Like I was saying, listen, this month was a little hard for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through perimenopause. So some months are easy. Some months it's like, okay. So this month was a little rah. And my husband noticed it. He can't help but notice it. We're together all the time. So my husband noticed it. And yeah, he would ask me what was wrong with me. And even when I didn't have an answer, he was like, okay. He would just give me a hug or he would just ask me if I needed anything. And that was it. It didn't turn into an argument. It didn't turn into tell me what's wrong with you, right? It didn't turn into all that. Because my husband understands me. He know, okay, she might be a little hormonal right now. It's okay. Some men are not mature enough to understand that. And see, the problem is you went through that with him when y'all were dating. See, and you thought it was cute, you thought it was funny, ha ha ha, it will pass. Let me explain something to y'all. In terms of how a man treats you, the way he treats you when you are dating, courting, proving, whatever you want to call it, the way he treats you during that process is going to be the minimum of his behavior. The minimum. What do I mean by that? Y'all just met. Okay, you just met, you're just getting to know each other. If he can't be thoughtful of you in the process of getting to know you, how do you expect him to value you once he does know you? All right. And a lot of times y'all have just got to be willing to walk away. Walk away. You cannot change a man. There's nothing that you can do that is going to make this grown man change. It has to be because he wants to. And I'm going to say this, ma'am, sis, cousin. It has to be on his own. And even the same for you, okay? Some of you may be just coming out of unrighteousness. You're trying to come into righteousness. You're trying to get into the Bible, or whatever the case may be. You in your unrighteous state is not going to be the same person when you're trying to live righteously. You're going to grow. You're going to mature. Your thoughts and your wants are going to change. It's literally like the Bible says about trying to put new wine in old wineskin. It's not going to work. Therefore, ma'am, sis, cousin, I know a lot of y'all try to do this. You cannot bring that man from the street with you and feel like, okay, now we're just going to do right and everything's going to be. It's not like that. You are going to be a totally different person. When a woman discovers her worth, she changes and she expects everything else around her to change and to rise to the occasion. If you're with someone who doesn't know how to do that, it's only going to lead to frustration. I would venture to say that most of the time, when a life is lost in an abusive relationship, it's not premeditated, right? It's usually in the heat of the moment. Someone gets pushed down the stairs. Someone gets hit the wrong way. Sometimes tools are used. And so it's not a thing of, oh, he planned to do this. He wanted to do this. He might be a little handsy, but he never meant to take her life. He might, like to talk with his fist, but he never meant to hurt her that bad. But it's too late after the he never meant. You can't come back from the grave and tell anybody, well, he didn't mean to do it to me. He didn't mean to take it this far. Things just. And I need y'all to understand in terms of absolutes, because this is how I talk to my daughters. Okay. When it comes to certain things, there's no gray area. If you don't like the way that man is talking to you, honey, I wouldn't address it. I'm gonna tell you right now, especially y'all in these new relationships. And this is why you don't have sex until you get married. Okay, this is why. Because here's a whole nother conversation that's been going on this week, the paperwork conversation. And I'm gonna tell y'all the same thing I tell y'all every week. If he's not willing to put a marriage certificate with your name and his name on it, run away. Okay? And so let's talk about this, because a lot of times we go with sex is marriage. And I guess you just be thinking it in your head and he never said it to you, because make that man legitimize you. Make him legitimize you. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Y'all, my husband is just, I love that man. Sorry, y'all, the basement allergies. Make that man legitimize you. Okay, now let me say this. For y'all that have children already, me personally, my life experience, the best situation for a child is to be with their original, healthy, functioning parents. And I have a blended family. My husband had children before we got married. I had children before we got married. Okay? So I'm not talking to you as someone who hasn't lived it. I'm talking to you as someone who's living it right now. And I love all of our children. We have 9 children together. I love all of my children. Okay? Don't cross that line. They're mine. As far as the world is concerned, they're mine. We understand intricacies in relationships because their mother is still very much a part of their life. Okay? So we get that. But as far as the outside world is concerned, these are my children. All right? That being said, if I could go back and turn back the hands of time, me and my husband would have just look, we was in church together since we was 11. Okay. We would have just found each other at 11 and just been together for the rest of our lives. Like that just would have been it. Okay. So I'm not coming to you out of judgment. I'm coming to you again out of someone who's been there, done that. And there's a better way to do it. Okay. And so if you have children and you find yourself in this situation where, I want a piece of paper, but you didn't get that piece of paper before you sat down and had that man's kids, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to leave. You freaking raise your family. You made a family, you raise your family. But for those of you who are sitting here arguing with a man about, oh, we're married, we had sex, we're married, we had sex, and he's telling you, no, he's not. Or he's not willing to stop settling for less. If you want to be legitimized, then get legitimized. Don't let somebody sit here and tell you, oh, that's too much. We don't need all that. And this is why I tell y'all to know what you believe before you even start dating. Know what you want. If you want, listen, sir, I need a marriage certificate with my name on it, then you stand on that. Know that and stand on that, and don't let anybody talk you off of it, because this is one of those lifelong decisions that can come back and bite you in the butt. It will come back and bite you in your behind. Listen, in a perfect world, we all live to be 100 and we die in our sleep with our family surrounding us after a long, happy, and fulfilled life. Okay. Unfortunately, that does not happen for all of us. Okay. So God forbid your man is in an accident, anything happens to him. If you don't have that marriage certificate, you do not exist in his life. You are no more than his homeboy that he meet up with at the gym to play basketball in the eyes of the law. And so now his mama, his sister, anybody that is related to him can come in there and undo anything. There were stories this week because we were talking about this. Mothers has come and taken the houses and put the girlfriend and the kids out. Sisters, brothers, other family members coming and taking what belonged to their family member. And he never told us that she was his wife. So what does it matter? Y'all are trying to operate in a system where there's no enforcement, and that's just not wise. If you have to go to the hospital because something happened, who are you? You're not next of kin. You're nobody. The doctor can't even let you in the room without this person's consent. And what if he's unconscious? You don't get to help make any medical decisions. They're not going to ask you nothing. I understand that we are Bible believers. And yes, the way that the Most High set is the best way. Absolutely. But we also have to understand the world that we live in today. And we have to take these things and use them to our advantage. Use them correctly so that it will work out for you. Y'all can't want to be rebels so hard. And then when the rebellion goes wrong, you want to come back to the establishment and say, get him, get him. That's not how it works. No, the rules are not to suppress you. What does anybody else have to gain from you having a marriage certificate? The government already knows who you are. Knock it off. You got a birth certificate, you got a social security card, you pay taxes, you're on social media, for crying out loud. And that's the thing that get me. People be on social media all day long, but I don't want no paperwork. The government don't need to track me. You put all your business on Facebook. What are you talking about? You literally have your own FBI agent watching your streams. What are you talking about? Stop letting these men give y'all these half behind excuses and thinking that you can't do no better. Being alone and in peace is 1,000 times better than being in a house with a person and you're wondering why you're there. If you don't take responsibility for, hold on, let me get this coming. These marriage questions should definitely be asked up front way before feelings get involved. So it's easier to drop him if need be. Exactly. That's exactly yes, there should be. Like, while y'all still talking on the phone before we even meet in person for a date, how do you feel about marriage? I'm not saying you gotta, no, let's be clear, okay? Don't ask them, well, how do you feel about marrying me? Do you want to get married one day? No, how do you feel about marriage? And decide if you can live with that answer. But I'm going to tell you right now, if that man is not saying, yes, I want to get married, you know, I want to get my marriage certificate, I want to be legally married, and that's what you want, then run away. Run away. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm not, okay? If you decide that sex is marriage for you and this is your, even though I don't know how you get that, because there's no commitment in front of God or your family. It's not like these men are going to your fathers and asking for your hand. They're not going to any authority figure. You, lady, are just taking it upon yourself to get in some sham of a marriage. In seeking independence, we have strayed so far from the word of God that we are no longer using it for our protection. And that's just crazy. That's crazy. You literally have an instruction manual right there in front of you, right? And I understand, like, okay, every single answer is not there. Okay. And so this is where the practicality of the situation comes in. But you don't want to listen to anyone else's practicality because you think you're better than everybody else. You feel like, oh, I'm going to do this and it's going to turn out differently for me. And I'm here to tell you that no, it's not. No, it's not. You see a survivor of domestic violence, but you don't know what I had to do to heal from that. And this is what I keep telling people. Y'all want to go out here and make these stupid decisions like, oh, well, you did it and you're fine. How do you know that? And how do you know what you can and can't handle? You don't know what my husband has had to help me work through. And I'm going to tell you right now, one of the problems is all of y'all are going for the same men, the same handful of men, all y'all going for the same men. And that's just crazy. And I mean, can you blame them? Can you blame them? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if I had an unlimited supply of freaking Ralph Lauren shirts, I wouldn't care about my shirts either. Oh, here's another one. Here's another one. This one not working no more. Let me just get another one. That's how y'all women act when y'all be hounding the same men. They don't, why do I have to care about you? There's another one coming in 10 minutes. You know how we used to run through boys when we was in our 20s? Well, those of us who could. When we was in our 20s, stop looking at these people through the filter of social media. Okay? Stop looking at the phone. Stop looking at the social media. Stop looking at the followers. Stop looking at the numbers. Stop looking at all of that. You want to build a house, but you need a solid foundation to build said house. And by a solid foundation, I mean you need a solid man and a solid woman. Sis, if you're scared to spend any time by yourself, If you're scared to step out and improve yourself, how do you feel like you're going to be good enough for the type of man that you say that you want? And here, I'm going to say this, right? And I know people hate when I compare people to things, but I feel like that's the best way to paint this picture for you, okay? And so, you want a man who can provide, you want a man who can protect, you want a man who has all these great qualities, right? And but guess what? There are other women that want that same man. And so when we think of these qualities, let's think of these qualities as financial abilities, okay? If I have the financial ability to put myself in a freaking Rolls Royce, brand new, only I've been in it and it's shiny and it still smells like new car, why would I pass that up for a Honda? And I know I'm not supposed to say things like this, but we have to get real with the facts of the matter, ladies, and that your body is a vehicle and you only get one. And if I can afford a brand new car, I'm going to go get me a brand new car. And now hear me, not to say if you have a high body count that your value is less. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is be realistic. You got that high body count, you got a lot of issues. You got emotional issues. You got a big brick wall that has to be knocked down because in order for you to sleep with all of those men, now your spirit is entangled. Now your emotions are entangled. Now you're not sure if this thought is yours or something. It just creates a whole lot of mess. And so you say, you want a man who's this and that. But why should he have to deal with the mess that you are out here making? I just have to talk to y'all like this. Because the problem is, right, you go out here and you run the street and you run the street and you run the street. And then when you finally feel like you done running the street, you just go and scoop up whatever's there. But if you plan your life out, then you don't have to take whatever's there. You get to pick. Yes, I love being a housewife. Don't get me wrong. But before I was a housewife, I went to school. I had a career. I traveled. I explored things. I made a conscious decision. I want to have more children and I want to be home with them. A lot of y'all aren't even giving your life a chance, right? And again, we do not live in the time, and we don't live in Bible times. We don't live in medieval times. We don't live in the time where a girl grows up with her mom and her dad and then she goes right to her husband's house. That's not the day and time that we live in, unfortunately. Okay? Take y'all behinds to school. Go to school. Cosmetology school. Go to school to do nails. Go to trade school. Go get you some paper and some certifications and some degrees behind your name. It's not just about going through the process. It's about what it does for you. It's about what you learn about you. It's about being exposed to new people and new ideas and new things and really solidifying what you believe. It's easy to say what you believe when you're in the house by yourself. It's easy for you to say, yes, I keep all 10 commandments when I'm in the house by myself. I don't have nobody to lie to. I don't have nobody to steal from. There's no one around for me to covet anything of theirs. So it's really easy to talk about, yes, I'm modest when I'm at home by myself. But how are you for real in real life? How will you ever know if you're never in a situation to extract these things out of you? How will you ever know if you're a liar if you're never put in a position where you could possibly lie? And this is what I'm saying. Y'all wake up you find the truth one day, you find the Bible, you go to church, and then the next Sunday you feel like, oh, I'm ready to be somebody's wife. No, you're not, babe. You're not. You don't even know yourself. You don't know yourself enough to even protect yourself. You're not strong enough in yourself to walk away the first time you experience the slightest sign of disrespect. That's too much. Why you gotta be so strict? Because you're talking about my life here. I don't think y'all understand this. Singleness is temporary, but marriage is supposed to be for the rest of your life. The decisions that my husband makes affect me directly, and the decisions that I make affect him directly. But y'all don't even know what you want your own life to look like. So whatever man smiles in your face, okay, I'm gonna just run off with him. You want a life surrounded by cashmere and linen, and Buddy is okay living with polyester and nylon. Why are you setting yourself up for a life of torture? And let me tell y'all something. The world that the answers that the world has to give you, that's not having an open marriage is no solution. That's no solution at all. If anything, now you're just welcoming more problems. Y'all want to sit here talking about, I want a sister wife. I want a sister wife. You don't even know how to treat your own husband. And you want to bring another soul into the picture? That's what would get me. I'm in no condition to deal with another soul like that. But you don't care. You can't be that desperate for something that's going to come. It's going to come. Your husband is coming. But what are you doing? Y'all can't get to the end because you keep falling for the traps on the way. Okay, y'all know I play video games, so Brienne says shalom and shalom says thank you for joining me. I like to play video games, okay? So there's this game called The Legend of Zelda. Old school. We used to play it on a Nintendo, right? So the hero is Zelda and he has to go rescue the princess. I mean, it's just like every other video game. But on the way, he can go into these little tunnels. And in some tunnels, there are monsters. In some tunnels, there's somebody to help him, right? Y'all go in the tunnels with the monsters, and instead of killing the monster or running away from the monster, since we're talking about real life, instead of running away from the monster, you decide to stay there and camp out with him and then get mad when he turn around and bite you. Pay attention to how that man treats other people, because that is how he will treat you when he gets used to you. Y'all on the first date, he's talking crazy to the waitress. Wait, what am I talking about? Y'all don't go on dates. Let's start there. Stop letting men come to your house. Stop it, please. That is the stupidest, that is the dumbest thing I have ever heard. You not going out on a date? You just gonna let him pull up at your house? What is wrong with you? Y'all don't even make them feed you first. And here you go, handing them the keys to the kingdom. Y'all out, he's talking crazy to people. People looking at him, he's staring back, ready to fight all the time. You think he's not going to turn around and be ready to jump on you once he get comfortable enough with you? Or, excuse me, once you get comfortable enough with him, because he don't even care about that. And then y'all be chasing them. That's what's crazy. Y'all be chasing them. Listen, I don't care what y'all say. I would never tell a woman to approach a man. Never. Again, you are the weaker vessel, okay? You don't know what situation this man is in right now. You don't know his home life. My husband, for a long time, didn't wear a wedding ring. It wasn't no diss to me. He just didn't have one. We just didn't feel like it was important. Now he wears one. Okay? And I'm saying that to say there are men out here who are married and who are in different situations. And they are the only thing that is keeping them is them keeping their mouth shut. And you bring your little sassy tail over here, flaunting it in somebody's face, and you wonder how you keep getting in these situations. Sit your little hot tail down somewhere. Sit down. Let a man approach you. Let him come to you. Let him want you. Why would you set yourself up to have to be the conductor of a relationship? And well, I guess if you approaching him and you don't want asking for the number and you don't want pushing, then he feel like he can pull up to the house. Why? You want him anyway, right? You want him anyway. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live here at the House of Mono. Listen, I know this is not a fun topic, but domestic, to lose your life at the hands of someone who you supposed to be in a relationship with has to be one of the most senseless causes of death ever. Senseless. Makes no sense. Almost like drunk driving. Totally preventable and senseless. And listen, if you're sitting here, it's not preventable. Don't you get in another relationship. Shut up and sit down somewhere, please. It is. It is preventable. The first time you sense some disrespect, you get up and you walk away. Your heart will heal. Listen, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. And nobody can go through that hurt for you. You know, your friends might be there. Y'all can talk about it. You can vent about it, but no one is going to be able to go through that hurt for you. That's a lesson you have to learn. And see, that's the problem, right? That's the problem. And that's why I hate that whole the way to get over the old somebody is to get up under a new somebody. You're never confronting your issues. You're never dealing with your faults in the matter. And so you just hop onto a new relationship and now, oh, it's all his fault. It's all his fault. No, it's your fault. He didn't dog you out. You let him dog you out. You let him dog you out. He didn't play with you. You let him play with you. The signs be crystal clear. Y'all hop in the car. Y'all see the scrunchie, the ponytail holder, the lip gloss, whatever the main chick left behind to mark her territory. You saw it and you still proceeded with the night anyway. And so now when he ain't answering your calls and he ain't trying to be in a relationship with you, now you want to play dumb. And this is what happens all the time. The first time y'all have a disagreement, he arguing, slamming doors like a little. Instead of acknowledging his strength in the matter. And okay, let me give you some room. You know, when you're ready to talk, then we'll talk. But you want to stay because, oh, it's so passionate, the arguing, and then the makeup sex after the arguing. You freaking dummy. And I don't mean to call y'all dummies because I hate that word. I really do. But your life is at stake here. And there is more than one way to lose your life. Yes, death is the ultimate. That is ultimate and that is final. I know someone who has been married for about 40 years now. And you can literally see every one of those years on their face. It wears on you. Being miserable, living with someone who won't work with you, won't compromise with you, won't cooperate with you. Having to carry, I was a single mom. Okay. I was a single mom. So I understand the weight of having to be both. That starts to wear on you. You knew he didn't like kids before you laid down with him, but you laid down with him and made not one, not two, but multiple babies. And then you want to get on social media and complain about, I'm a married single mom. I'm a married single mom. First of all, ma'am, sis cousin, he told you he wasn't really into kids like that. He never gave you a sign that he wanted kids. Did y'all sit down and talk about kids? And he said, yes, I'd love to have children. I want to be a father. I'm guessing he didn't. And so not only that, after having one child, you continue to have children with this man. And so, but now what you want us to do? And as far as you are concerned, that's not his fault. That's your fault. And I have to talk to y'all like this because we keep wanting to blame the men. Well, they're supposed to be the leaders. They're supposed to be the leaders. Where is your brain? Where is your brain? The leaders of what, ma'am? He don't even own a car. What is he leading? He can't even keep a job. What is he leading? The water people don't come and cut your water off, your phone off, and he could care less. What is he leading? Besides you straight to hell. Until you can say, this is a problem, this is a problem, this is my problem. This is my problem. This is my problem. Until you are really willing to sit down and acknowledge that and work on that, you don't belong in a relationship because it's going to keep being tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. Just a row of Shakespearean plays. It's not. And see, what's crazy is you'll be in a bad relationship with him and then he'll get with somebody else and be like a totally different man. And you're sitting there, well, why he couldn't do that for me? Why he couldn't do that for me? Because it wasn't for you. It wasn't for you. And listen, it's not always that something is wrong with you. I can't explain my feelings for my husband. I can't explain that to you, right? But from the beginning, it was never forced. I never had to chase him. It was never a thing of, I gotta make him like me. That never occurred, right? But some of y'all feel like y'all can make a dude like you. You can make a man fall in love with you. And the fact of the matter is you just can't. That's just not your person. It literally is as simple as, listen, I like Bomba socks. Okay. I have gotten used to Bomba socks. They're the only socks I like on my feet. They're the only socks I will wear. It really is that simple. He don't like you. And that's okay. Listen, my kids love mint chocolate chip ice cream. I don't understand it. I really don't. They did not get them taste buds from me, but they love mint chocolate chip ice cream. That's just what they like, okay? It's literally that simple. Either he likes you or he doesn't. There's nothing wrong with you to make him not like you. There might be something wrong with you, but there's nothing wrong with you for you to be like, oh, why doesn't he like me? What's wrong with me? Maybe I can change this. Maybe I can change that. If you have to change for a person to like you, they don't really like you. They don't. If you have to listen, if I say, "Ooh, I love Whoppers. Ooh, I love Whoppers. Ooh, I love Whoppers," but then I get to Burger King and ask them if they have Big Mac sauce to put on a Whopper, it's no longer a Whopper. I don't like Whoppers. What I really wanted was a Big Mac. It's okay. And I'm gonna say this. It's never going to work if he's not more into you than you are into him. It's not going to work. Again, unless you want to be the conductor of the relationship, like unless you want to spend the rest of your life together trying to hold a puzzle together, it's not going to work. You can't force someone to flow in a relationship that they don't want to be in, right? And a lot of y'all are doing that. And listen, the men go along with it for different reasons, but like he's not really into you like that, sis. You know it. You know it. Even if y'all sleeping together, he ain't really into you like that. He don't never come looking for you. You always go looking for him. He don't, you be the one texting him talk about good morning beautiful. You the one showing up with flowers to his job. You're the one, you're basically wearing the pants in a relationship and he just going along for the ride. It's like those women that be proposing and asking the man to marry them. That is just backwards. We've come so far from our nuclear family structure that now we as individuals don't know how to function. We learn so much from watching our families relate to each other. A little girl is supposed to learn about men from watching her father and how her father treats her mother. Little boys are supposed to learn about being a man from watching their father and how their father treats their mother. You're supposed to learn about being a lady from watching your mother and how she conducts herself. But if we don't have the mom and the dad, or if we have the woman thinking she's the dad and the man is thinking that he's the mom, and so now you think moms come with penises, how are you supposed to figure things out? If your mom comes with a 5 o'clock shadow, but you don't have one, so what is going on here? How do I learn about myself if the person that I'm going to relate to is not like me at all? What are you as a grown man in a dress going to teach a girl about being a lady, about being a woman? You don't know what it's like when your breasts start growing in. You don't know what it's like when nature starts taking its course for a girl. You have no idea how that feels on the inside. How is a man supposed to learn how to regulate his emotions if he's never around a man that has to regulate his emotions? And that's why a lot of these men out here are sassy, because they're being raised by women. Women who don't have a man around to tell them when to chill the hell out. And I know you don't like to hear me say this, but I can admit to y'all right now, there have been times when I was about to lose my and my husband had to tell me, okay, girl, calm down. It's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. Okay. And I can admit that. And I often wonder, like, how would my sons be if my husband was not around to regulate that? And then how would this shape their view of women? If I didn't have my husband to help me balance these things. The picture is bigger. I'm telling you right now, if I ever see one of y'all in one of them proposal video, I'm coming to find you and we are going to have a nice little talk, because that is the most ridiculous trend I have ever seen. your life is more than just finding a man to get married. And I know some of y'all might be like, Miss Mono, I can't believe you're saying that. Yes, I am saying that. Yes, I focus my talks on marriage and family because that is what people come to me about. You know, how did you and your husband meet? I really enjoy you guys' relationship. Y'all look like y'all have so much fun together. People that have hung out with us, like y'all, you know, they could tell, like, oh gosh, y'all really like each other. Like, yes, we really are friends. Like, this is my nigga. I don't want to go nowhere without him. Not just because he's my husband and he pays for everything and I know he's going to protect me, but this is my friend. We understand each other. We went to a party not too long ago, right? And I'm not the party person. I'm the sit in the corner with my little drink and, you know, if somebody come by, I'll chit chat, but I'm not a party person. My husband is a party person though. He's going to work the room and he want to shake hands and he want to kiss babies. And we understand that about each other. And so we give each other the freedom to be ourselves. He's not forcing me to walk around the room with him and be somebody that I'm not. And I'm not trying to get him to sit in the corner with me and be somebody that he's not. We allow each other to be ourselves. Stop hiding who you are just because you're dating someone new. You have to be yourself because after a while, you're going to get tired of pretending. And then you're going to wonder why he's mad at you. But he's going to be wondering, well, who's this new person that was coming out? This isn't the person that I signed up to be with. Be who you are. And if they don't like it, they just don't like it. Oh, well, there's another one coming. Put yourself in these situations where you can meet people. And you're not going to meet people sitting in the house. The man of your dreams is not going to come and knock at your door and ask you to marry him. That's not how life works. That's why I'm telling y'all, go to school, get involved in your community. You like to play kickball? Go join a kickball group, softball, hiking, go work out, go to the gym. There are free line dance. My community center in our neighborhood offers free line dancing classes. There be men there. Now, I'm not speaking on the sexuality of said men. I don't have any proof that they sassy just because a man comes to a line dancing class. I don't know. I don't want my husband to come here and start talking about whatever. But I'm saying get out there. Get out there and meet people. People who are living the kind of life that you want to live. Okay. Stop going to the corner store and letting dudes from the corner store holler at you. Stop running up to the BP on Bankhead and stop letting them dudes holler at you. Take yourself to a freaking basketball game. Even better, a baseball game. Listen to my guest sis. Home Depot. Hello, Home Depot. Get there early. You know, the builder hours, the contractor hours are different from the regular people hours. You be there when the builders be there. You go over to the lumber section. Go to the home building section, okay? You have to go where people are, the quality of people that you want in your life. That's why I'm telling y'all, go to school. If I had to do it again, I would go to school, I would major in business or finance, and I would learn how to play golf. Go to school, biomedical, medical, science, STEM, and learn how to play golf. Why am I saying that? Businessmen play golf. This is something they used to tell us when we was in high school. And they had just started like bringing golf into HBCUs. And they were saying like this will help, equal out the playing field for Black men in business, because this is an activity that businessmen do. Like, this is where deals are conducted. I know everybody coming to Atlanta and think they only do business in a strip club. I promise you that's not true. Like, there are other things happening in other places, and you need to be in these other places. I'm tired of these thugs. I'm tired of these thugs, but you keep freaking hanging out where the thugs hang out. I'm sorry. The street dude of your dreams is not the answer. It's not the answer. Your life can look the way you want it without you having to commit to a life of sin. But here's the problem. Y'all don't know how y'all want your life to look. I'm a visual person. So when I see things or see things happening, I put that in my head and okay, I want that in my life. I want my life to look like this. These are the kind of feelings and things that I think about this very much. Even when it comes down to the clothes I choose, the colors that I choose to wear, the materials that I choose. Like, I think about these things very much. And you may be like, oh, well, that's crazy. But I'm saying this to tell you that you have to have a vision for your life before you go out here trying to marry someone and help them with their vision, because that's the goal of marriage. Well, one of the goals of marriage, to help push your family. But if you don't know what you want your life to look like, and you don't have that vision for your life, you're going to get with someone else and you're going to hop into their life and you're going to feel lost and confused. And you're going to be sitting there in 2 to 3 to 5 years talking to a therapist or whoever, talking about, well, I don't know what I want. I don't know. It's like when a man asks us, what do we want to eat? And we say, we don't know what you want to eat. We don't know what you want. But y'all are doing that with your whole life. What kind of income bracket would you like to be in? I don't know, whichever one, whatever man I can find in whatever income bracket. Well, where would you like to live? Like, what kind of house would you like to live? I don't know, whatever house this man can afford. And if we just have to live in his car, then we just have to live in his car. How many kids do you want? I don't know. How you have no answers for anything, and then you wonder why you're getting tossed to and fro like a rag doll. You have no foundation to stand on. Listen, I'm very clear with my daughters. As long as you don't have children, you shouldn't be dating anybody with children. I'm very clear on that. Now, I think like one of my daughters might be socializing with somebody who has like one kid, and we taking it very slow there. But I'm very clear on that. And so they know when they meet a dude, and it's not just because of me. You know what I'm saying? This is a conclusion that they have come to themselves. So when they meet a dude and he's talking about he got kids, they already know, nope, this ain't gonna work. And it's as simple as that. I know you might be 30. I know you might be 40. There are 30 and 40-year-old men out there looking for wives. There are 50-year-old men out there. Shoot, the older you get, the bigger the playing field, honey. Why are you... I remember when I was younger and I would watch women in their 40s, and they just always seemed to like have something about them. Like, they just always seemed to have their stuff together. They were beautiful. They were very well put together. They were married. They had their careers. And I was like, ooh, when I turn 40, like, I want to have my life together. Like, 40 was the goal age for me to just, it was a landmark. It was like, okay, I got to have my stuff together by the time I'm 40, because I'll be damned if I'm 40 and a fool. What is your landmark? What things do you look for in your life to let you know that things are going okay? And I know this might sound crazy to you. I know this might sound crazy, but I gotta talk to y'all. Well, I gotta talk to y'all and I gotta be transparent. Okay. when I was struggling, the one thing I always wanted to be able to do was keep my nails done. Like I've always loved. Like when I was in high school, my mom used to keep my nails done. When I was, started growing up, but once I started having kids and stuff like that, it was a luxury I couldn't afford anymore, right? And even when me and my husband first got married, he knew what I liked, and he made it a point. That was one of his goals. I want my wife to be able to go get her nails done whenever she wants to, and so that's a marker for me now. I go get my nails done whenever I want to. Now, if it ever comes to a point where I can't, okay, hold on, something's wrong. What is going on here? What are your landmarks in your life? What do you need? If my husband walked by me and he don't grab my butt, I'm turning around like, what's wrong? You don't love me no more? Is everything okay? Am I not pretty to you? Like, what is going on here? What are your landmarks in your life? How are your bills right now, ma'am, sis, cousin? It's hard to be at peace when your bills aren't paid. It's hard to think straight when your bills aren't paid. It's hard to choose the right man when you're just looking for a man to help you pay your bills. Get yourself together. Be at peace with yourself. Be okay with taking yourself out. I used to do that all the time, and I still will. When I get some time away, I'll go walk around the mall, get me a Cinnabon or some pretzels, do a little shopping, have me a good time by myself. I used to go to Red Lobster back when I could eat, but they had on the menu at Red Lobster. But like that used to be one of my favorite places to go. And I would take me a book and sit in a booth and eat my food and read my book and be fine. It's a movie coming out. I'm going to the matinee on Friday by myself and had the best time. Don't listen to these women who tell you, oh, don't get too comfortable by yourself because then it's going to be hard for you to be married. No, it's not. Get comfortable by yourself so that when you find the right man, you'll know, like, dang, I don't want to be by myself anymore. I'd rather be with him. Get comfortable by yourself so that when he does come along, it's very clear. It's very clear. Okay, shoot, he might be the one. But you'll never know that if you're just desperate for anybody. Because if you're just thirsty and desperate, anybody will fill that void. Any man will do. You like me, I like you too. Your life is precious. Your life matters. Even if you feel like, I don't know what I'm doing right now. What is my purpose? Why am I here? I'm just useless. God has no use for me. I've messed up so many times. My body count is off the chain. I got all these kids. None of that matters. What you've done is you've taken the long way around to get to your destiny. And that's okay. Sometimes we get lost along the way. Sometimes we make a wrong turn. But as long as we correct ourselves to get to our proper destination, stop looking at other people's lives and thinking that you have the grace to make it through that situation. I'm never going to sit here. I've never been a believe all women. I've never believe all anything. I don't believe all of anything, okay? Except for the Bible. But when we talk about humans, I've never been a believe all women type of girl. But if a sister has told you about that man, walk away. There are signs. Warning comes before destruction. There be signs. Some of you, the Most High speaks to audibly. Some of you have heard him say, no, not that one. No, not that one. And you proceed anyway. Some of you, your homegirl told him, oh, yeah, my cousin said he used to slap her up. Some of you have heard these things and you proceed to anyway. Can you go close the door, please? Your life is not a joke. There's only one of you. And to the people who love you, you are very precious. Like I try to tell my daughters all the time when they're going out here. Like I was just talking to Chloe the other day, and I had to explain to her, listen, you are my baby girl. I love you very much. I would be devastated if something were to happen to you, God forbid. There are people out there who may have daughters, but they don't care about them. They don't love them the way that I love you. And therefore, they can be reckless with their lives. You matter to somebody. There's somebody watching you looking for an example. There's somebody praying for you right now that you don't even know about. But they're watching you. They're watching your journey and they're watching your steps. And you may be encouraging them or they just may be praying for you. Don't let your life be a waste because you thought that you needed someone to love you. And I made my share of mistakes looking for love in the wrong places. I've made my share of mistakes. But all praises to the Most High. He didn't let me get washed away. Boy, stop. Paxton and Atticus, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, I wanna encourage y'all. If you are in an abusive situation, get help. Get out and get help. Um, I know the police are controversial in our community and all of that, but I'd rather you call the police than to lose your life. I'd rather you call the police than to be beaten and battered and be hanging on for your life. I'm sorry for the women that have been let down by this community. I'm so sorry. My heart goes out to you. That being said, when you are ready to get help, because a lot of y'all just want to talk. And I'm telling you what I have heard personally. A lot of y'all just want to talk. You don't want to leave him. You just want to talk. I don't know what you expect somebody else to do if you're just talking. Can't nobody else make you feel better. I can't soothe your pain if you stay with the pain. A lot of y'all will pray, God, take the pain from my life, take the pain from my life, but you're literally sleeping with the pain every night. If you are not married, and what I mean by not married, if you either A, do not have a marriage certificate, or B, you both do not acknowledge that you are married in the eyes of the Lord, ma'am, sis, cousin, get up and walk away. I don't care how long you've been sleeping with him. Get up and walk away. Again, if you have kids, then no, you got to stay. You have to stay for those kids. Why people got to stay for the kids? Because you have to. You when you laid down to make those children, you decided that they were going to be the most important thing in your life. It was hell for me not having a relationship with my dad growing up because I'm the most like my dad. I'm the most like him. Stop telling your kids that they remind you of the father when you know you don't like the father. As somebody who had to go through that, man, that is horrible. That's horrible. Every time I did something my mom didn't like, you're just like your dad. You're just like your dad. You're just like your dad. Stop laying down with men you don't love and who don't love you. Stop making babies with men who don't love you. So then you don't have to be angry and nasty to their children. It is time for us to stand up. You know, we talk about stand up. Yeah, stand up. Get up on your own 2 feet so that you can be whole and you can be complete. And so now when that man approaches you, it is as a compliment, not you looking for somebody to throw on a cape and play Captain Save a Hoe. Because if they save a hoe, that's what they're going to treat you like, a hoe. You think you want somebody to come and rescue you and take you from a hoe to a housewife, but I guarantee you that you will have no respect for him because you'll be looking at him like, well, if you picked me when I was a hoe, how I know you ain't going to be out here picking up these other hoes? I guarantee it. Can you go upstairs because you're tired? You want to say hey?
I wanted to do a good night with you.
Okay, hold on. We about to do the good night in a minute. Kana, oh, I love that name. Shalom and shalom, sis. Stand up. Be you. Figure out who you are, what you like, what you don't like. Try to be around healthy marriages and healthy relationships. No two people are going to always get along, but it's in how you handle the times that you don't get along. Me and my husband have disagreements, but I know I love him. I'm not trying to hurt him. Like, we're going to talk about this thing. I'm not trying to hurt you. We just need to resolve this issue. So let's talk about this issue. It's different when you're with someone who's not on that same page, who does not have the emotional maturity to understand the difference between arguing about an issue and arguing with a person. And we went through a phase. We went through a phase where there was some name calling and some personal attacks, and we had to grow through that. Right? But even in the dealing with that, the heart was always in an apologetic position. It wasn't like, yeah, I did it, now deal with it. No, listen, this is something I'm working on. I don't know how to not resort to this when we're arguing. That's a different answer from, yeah, I did it and deal with it. You deserved it at the moment, da 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 da. And an apology is never followed by a justification. A true apology is followed by change behavior. And let me say this also, ma'am, sis cousin, when you see that man trying to change, you have to be willing to let him change. Now, if the last time y'all argued, things got a little heavy and now he's trying to walk away, you have to let him walk away. What you can't do is, don't walk away from me. You're going to listen to me. You're going to answer. You can't do that. Now you're dead wrong. You're dead wrong for that. He's trying to walk away from you. Let that man walk away. Take your place as the weaker vessel. He gonna come back. He's going to come back. He's not going nowhere. So what? Let him go drive around. What he gonna do? Go to the Walmart parking lot and fall asleep? That's it. Go to the Waffle House. Go. You'll come back and we'll finish talking about it. Y'all have got to chill out. You cannot control another adult. You can't. But if you see him trying to make the changes, then it is your job to be supportive in those changes. Sis asked me if don't make babies with men that don't like me. Oh, how do I know if he loves me? Has he married you? Has he committed to you before God and family? When it comes to having babies, that should be the minimum. That should be the minimum. And I say that should be the minimum because I've been married before and had a baby. And that was just the minimum. That don't mean that he loved me. That was just the minimum. I'm gonna tell y'all this one last thing and then we're gonna wrap up because it's time. My oldest daughter and my youngest daughter went on a cruise recently. And my oldest daughter was telling me that the guy that she's talking to right now didn't try to see her the day before she left for the cruise. They had hung out, they had been hanging out like all week, but the day before she left, he wasn't trying to see her, and that bothered her. And I totally understand that because I feel like, listen, if you into me, you're supposed to be into me. And you know I'm about to be gone for like 5 days. You should be trying to soak up my essence. Okay. So, we talked about it. So I said, don't say anything now. But when you come back, just casually mention it. And I had to tell her, you feel like he doesn't like you enough for you. And she was like, what do you mean? Listen, when I'm away from my husband, he knows where I'm at. He's calling to check on me and he's making sure I'm okay. To some people, it might be like, dang, why he always calling you? Why is he obsessed with you? I need that. If you're not obsessed with me, baby, if people aren't looking at you like, dang, why you all up on her, then I'm gonna feel like you don't like me enough. That's me. Everybody don't need that. My mother prefers when her husband is out of town. She like her peace and her solidarity. Like he come home for a little bit, but after a couple of weeks, she be looking like, bruh, you ain't got nowhere to go. That's her. Everybody is different. Don't settle for less than what you need to feel loved. If he's not calling you enough, if he's not texting you enough, move on. There's somebody else who will within reason. Don't be getting unreasonable, y'all. But if I'm leaving to go away and you're not bothering to see me and that's a problem for me, we're going to address it. Come to find out, he had an appointment that day. That's why they couldn't hook up. And he was like, I saw you, every other day that week. So I didn't think it was a big deal, blah, 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 blah. And look at that. It wasn't that he didn't want to. It was that he had other commitments. But address it. Know what you want and stand on it. And if the answer is not acceptable to you, then bye. It really is that simple. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me tonight. I hope something I said is very helpful on today. I pray none of you are in any abusive situations, but if you are, please reach out and get help. Hold on a second. There are resources that are socially available as well. I know a lot of you like to be like anti-government and anti-community and all this other stuff, but come on. We need to deal in reality. There's no temple. There's no elders for you to go to. There are no judges for you to go to. There's no one to come and deliberate your situation. Unfortunately, in this day and time that we live in, if you don't have a daddy and some brothers to come and kick down the door, no one is coming to save you. Y'all have faith for days, but no works, leaving your faith dead. What do you think the works are? Work. Okay, go ahead, baby.
If you guys didn't know, to any of your sons, the new Fortnite season just dropped, and
he always making Fortnite announcements.
Mom, I know one of the updates that is coming soon. The thing from Power Rangers is coming to Fortnite.
Power Rangers about to be on Fortnite?
No, it's already on.
Oh, it's already on Fortnite?
They're getting a mythic weapon, and the Power Rangers robot thing is gonna have, like, you can turn into it. It's a boss in the game. It's gonna come out in September 16th.
Well, thank you for that Fortnite update, Atticus. All right, thank y'all so much for hanging out with me this evening. I hope something that I said was helpful, whether you're listening live or on the replay. You know what? I don't think I did any of my stuff. I don't think I did any of my intro or anything. I just really this was heavy on my heart. So I just kind of wanted to talk about it with y'all. You can follow me at Miss Mono's World out here on these content creator streets, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all the places the content creators be. If you have not already, please like, share, subscribe, comment on the YouTube at Monologue Magad, MONOLOG MAGAD. Oh, look. So, see, she said, my son will be glad. Oh, okay. Look at you and your Fortnite announcements. I can't believe they got everything on Fortnite. They have Superman. They can play as Superman. Crazy.
No, that was last season.
Yeah, but can you still do it? Or once the season is over, you can't no more?
No, once the season is over, you can't do it.
Oh, really? So you can only play as Power Rangers now?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Power Rangers time. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, please. Comment on the video, share the video. Commenting on the videos keeps them in the algorithm. It lets YouTube know, like, hey, we are watching her stuff. We want more of her stuff. Please, so they will keep our videos in rotation. I think that's it. I will see y'all back here next Thursday. Same black time, same black station. Again, I love you. Keep your head up. Repent and return. Repent and turn from your sins. Return back to righteousness. Become a full, complete lady before you go out here and say that you're ready for a husband. Okay? I love y'all so much. Shalom. Shalom. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Okay, good night.
Doing gang things.
Mono.
Living super clean. Daddy came up.
One time for my king doing king things. Mom these hoes cause he know he got a good thing.
Tune in to Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass with your host, Miss Mono.
Shalom and shalom, sisters and cousins, and praise the Lord saints. It's your favorite housewife, Miss Mono.
Every Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. live on YouTube at Miss Mono's World and Monologue Magad. Now also available on the Saya TV on Roku and Fire Stick. Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass. Don't miss it, sisters and cousins.
Let him save you in the end like a Semino. Be his help.